Wow, this is a little intimidating. This is a huge crowd. Good evening and welcome to the inaugural meeting of Council-elect. You can all take your seats. Before we begin, I just want to say how fantastic our Council-elect looks this evening. I was telling staff throughout the planning of this evening that the inaugural meeting is a little bit of a clerk and council's dream because we have so many guests in attendance at our council meeting. It really is a special night, so thank you for attending as we officially kick off the new term of Caledon Council. With that said, I am Laura Hall. I'm the director of the town's corporate services department, and I'm also the town clerk. I will be chairing this portion of tonight's meeting. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the land on which we gather. Indigenous peoples have unique and enduring relationships with the land. Indigenous peoples have lived on and cared for this land throughout the ages. We acknowledge this and we recognize the significance of the land on which we gather and call home. We acknowledge the traditional territory of the Huron-Wendat and Haudenosaunee peoples and the Anishinaabe of the Williams Treaties. This land is part of the treaty lands and territory of the Mississauga of the Credit First Nation. We honor and respect Indigenous heritage and the long-lasting history of the land and strive to protect the land, the water, the plants, and the animals that have lived on this land for generations yet to come. I will ask that you please now stand as I call upon Chape to the podium. She's a student from Robert F. Hall Secondary School, and she's going to grace us with her absolutely beautiful voice in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Car ton bras se porte le pays, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Protégera nos foyers et nos droits. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
I ask that you please remain standing. I invite Reverend Maria Brown Lawrence to the podium to start our meeting with an opening with a prayer.
Great evening, everyone. I bring you warmest greetings from the Caledon Church of Canada. Let us pray. Oh God, as we come together this evening to witness our mayor-elect and councillors take their rightful positions in chamber, we come as people of privilege, grateful for this blessing and hopeful for our future. We pray for our mayor-elect, councillors, and the staff of the Township of Caledon, that they will guide this council affairs in the ways of freedom, justice, and truth. As they take this great responsibility on behalf of the people and our great township, we ask that they may have discipline, discernment, courage, and compassion. We pray for our outgoing mayor, councilors, and staff of our township. We give you thanks for their hard work, dedication, skills, and commitment over the years. We ask your help to use the experiences of our past generation to strengthen and build greater linkages for the upcoming and future of our township and region. We pray for the spirit of reconciliation, the removal of barriers, inequalities, that we may always seek dialogue, knowing that without love and forgiveness, we will remain divided. We pray for each community represented here tonight. Help us to see each other as one under God, working together for the betterment of this our beautiful township of Caledon. We are living in a changing world, and we must now work collectively more than ever to improve and impart well, where the objects of inequality are no longer the root of our society. We pray for those who are unable to be with us tonight, our children, our youth, the grieving ones, the homeless, the shut-ins, and the needy in their trial, that they may know of your unconditional love. We pray that you will give our mayor-elect and council members the needed resources to provide for them. May we now strive for peace, inclusion, accountability, and justice in the way that will bring glory to you. Help us today to learn to love, to grow, to share, and to come together as one community in unity in support of our mayor-elect and councillors for growth of the township of Caledon and the betterment of our people. Breathe a freshness of your spirit over the entire township of Caledon so that healing and revival will come. As I commend this evening's proceedings, the mayor-elect, councillors, and city personnel to you, may you guide them with your eye, and may your everlasting blessings, peace, and presence be among us and remain with us always. Amen. Please be seated.
I now call the inaugural meeting of Council-elect to order. I feel honored and privileged to formally introduce the Mayor of Caledon, Council-elect. At the center of our council table is Mayor-elect Annette Groves. To my left is Ward 456 Regional Councillor-elect Mario Russo. Ward 6 Councillor-elect Cosimo Napoli. Ward 5 Councillor-elect Tony Rosa. Ward 1 Councillor-elect Lynn Kiernan. Ward 1, 2, and 3 Regional Councillor-elect Christina Early. Ward 3 Councillor-elect Doug Mescal. Ward 2 Councillor-elect Dave Sheen. And Ward 4 Councillor-elect Nick DeBoer. As a formality of our council meeting, do any members of council have to declare a pecuniary interest regarding the items on this evening's agenda? Seeing none, I would now like to introduce and invite Her Worship Justice of the Peace Cardi on the stage to administer the declaration of office for our council-elect. I would also like to call upon Mayor-elect Annette Groves to please rise and join us at the center of the stage.
Please state your name and repeat after me.
Annette Groves.
I, Annette Groves, having been elected to the office of mayor in the municipality of the Town of Caledon, do solemnly promise and declare
I, Annette Groves, I, Annette Groves, having been elected to the office of mayor in the town of Caledon, do solemnly swear
that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability,
that I will truly, faithfully, impartially exercise this office to the best of my ability.
I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner.
I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner.
I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, according to the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III.
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III.
And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Do you, Mayor-elect Groves, solemnly swear that the statements contained within the oath you have been administered are true, accurate, and complete?
I do.
Please sign the declaration of office of oath. You did. Mayor Groves, I will now present you with the chain of office for the Corporation of the Town of Caledon.
You guys applauded too soon. Mayor Groves, I officially present you as the mayor of the town of Caledon. We will now start with Councillor-elect Mario Russo.
Councillor Russo, repeat following after me. Just gonna read it. Okay, so you'll just read the oath.
Okay. I, Mario Russo, having been elected to the office of Regional Councillor for Wards 4, 5, and 6 in the municipality of the Town of Caledon, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Your hand. Put your right hand on the Bible. Councillor-elect Russo solemnly swear that the statements contained within the oath you have been administered are true, accurate, and complete.
I do.
Thank you. You can put the Bible down. Please sign the declaration.
Special.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
Will you read the oath?
I, Cosmo Napoli, having been elected to the office of Councillor, Ward 6, in the municipality of the Town of Caledon, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, impartially exercise the office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise, therefore, for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pituitary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipality Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, consciously believing it to be true and knowing it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Do you, Councillor-elect Napoli, solemnly swear that the statements contained within the oath you have been administered are true, accurate, and complete?
I do.
Thank you. You can put the Bible down and sign the declaration. Councillor-elect Tony Rosa, please read the oath.
I, Tony Rosa, having been elected to the office of Councillor, Ward 5 in the municipality of the Town of Caledon, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise the office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received, nor will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, and I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is in the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Take the Bible in your hand. Do you, Councillor-elect Rosa, solemnly swear that the statements contained within the oath you have been administered are true, accurate, and complete?
I do.
Councillor-elect Kiernan, would you read the declaration?
I, Lynn Kiernan, having been elected to the office of Councillor, Ward 1, in the municipality of the Town of Caledon, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Councillor-elect Kiernan, do you solemnly swear that the statements contained within the oath you have been administered are true, accurate, and complete?
I do.
Please sign the declaration. Councillor-elect Early, will you please read the declaration?
I, Christina Early, having been elected to the office of the Regional Councillor Wards 1, 2, and 3 in the municipality of the Town of Caledon, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Do you, Councillor-elect Early, solemnly swear that the statements contained within the oath you have been administered are true, accurate, and complete?
I do.
Sign the declaration. Councillor-elect Maskell, would you please read the declaration?
I, Doug Maskell, having been elected to the office of Councillor Ward 3 in the municipality of the Town of Caledon, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, and any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make the solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true, and has the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Councillor-elect Maskell, do you solemnly swear that the statements contained within the oath you have been administered are true, accurate, and complete?
I do.
Thank you. You may sign the declaration. Councillor-elect Sheen, would you please read the declaration?
I, Dave Sheen, having been elected to the office of Councillor Ward 2 in the municipality of the Town of Caledon, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and I will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, consciously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Take the Bible in your hand. Councillor-elect Sheen, do you solemnly swear that the statements contained within the oath you have been administered are true, accurate, and complete?
I do so swear.
Thank you. Sign the declaration. Councillor-elect DeBoer, could you please read the oath, or the declaration?
I, Nick DeBoer, having been elected to the office of Councillor Ward 4 in the municipality of the Town of Caledon, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is in the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Councillor-elect DeBoer, do you solemnly swear that the statements contained within the oath that you have been administered are true, accurate, and complete?
I do.
You may sign the declaration. Madam Clerk, I wish to advise you that the mayor and councillors have been duly sworn into office for the corporation of the Town of Caledon.
Thank you, Your Worship. This concludes the declaration of office, and I am so pleased to announce that the Town of Caledon Council for the 2022 to 2026 term is now officially organized. I will now let's give it applause again. For the first time ever, I will now hand the meeting over to Mayor Groves.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and welcome everyone. I would like to invite my dear friend Sarah Clarkson to the podium to provide the dedicatory address.
Good evening, everyone. And for those of you that don't know me, I've been around Caledon for a little while. I take back when I was a little girl, I had the delight of having my father be part of politics in Caledon. So I have a real passion for Caledon and what we are and what we call home. My dad, John Clarkson, was on the Chinguacousy Township Council as a councillor, and that was before Caledon actually had our own council. He was one of the first to be on the Caledon Council. He was one of the first to be on the Regional Council, and he also acted as mayor for 9 years. Things have changed a lot since my dad was a mayor. And just to prove that to you, when I was a little girl and when he was mayor, if we were sitting where you are right now, we would be in the outdoor Caledon community pool. So it's changed quite a bit in the years to come, and it's going to change some more. Tonight I'm not here as the mayor's daughter, as a mayor's daughter, although I did use that title to my advantage as much as I possibly could on the schoolyard in grade 1, and it afforded me some great advantages of getting my way and getting to sing first and act first. I won't do that tonight. Tonight I'm here as part of the community. We are all here tonight to celebrate our newly elected council and mayor. And my role tonight is as a member of this community, as a taxpayer, as a voter, as a constituent, as part of the community. But I think one of the most important reasons why I stand here tonight is because I call Caledon my home. Over the previous 3 years, all of us here, I think, have gotten closer to what we call home in what we've gone through. And home has become even more important to all of us. And like everyone in this room, we call it home. Whether you've lived here for a few years, whether you've recently arrived to Caledon, whether you've recently arrived to the province, to the country, whether your actual business is here, or whether you work in Caledon, or if you have been born and bred in Caledon, we all have something in common as we sit here today in this room. We call Caledon home, and it's common to all of us. I'm a fourth-generation Caledon person. My great-grandfather's farm was located north of Old Base Line on Highway 10. And often wonder what it was like when my great-grandfather was in Caledon, and what did Caledon mean to him? I can think the same thing as my father and what Caledon meant to him when he was mayor and he was here. What it means to me, living in Caledon and being part of Caledon, and when I go, those after me, what does Caledon and what will it mean to them? We've evolved, we have changed, we have grown as a community. When my husband and I moved back to Caledon, we actually got lost because we thought we could get to Kennedy Road and Mayfield, and that doesn't happen anymore. So it has changed quite a bit over the years, and it will continue to spin. Our newly elected council and mayor, you will be facing many challenges ahead. The environment, land development, infrastructure, housing, aggregate, pits, not to mention meeting for the first time as the region with less of our representation at the table. Our province has mandates for what we should be and what we are, and so does our federal government. We elected you to represent us and for you to do the best for our home. Let us be a voice in your journey. Let us help you with that. I know that sometimes you're not going to want to hear from us. I can bet probably a lot of times you're not going to want to hear from us. I bet we'll tell you we want you to do one thing and you do it, and we'll change your mind and we'll tell you to do it a different way. My dad always said, it doesn't matter what decision I make, I won't please everybody. But in every vote, in every decision, in everything that you do and that you continue to do for Caledon, please remember, do it for our home. When I look upon our new council, our new representatives, I feel very hopeful for what the future holds for Caledon. I, like my ancestors, I can't predict the future for Caledon. I think we've all become much clearer in none of us can predict what's going to happen next. And in the last few years, that's proven itself. If, as a member of the community tonight, I can provide you with one word of advice, one simple word of advice for you to embark upon when you continue your journey as representatives of us and who we are, please work together for us. It's really important to us. If you've ever had divorced parents, we need you guys to work together for us. And the other last moment I'd like to say is always represent us. This is really important to all of us because you know what? This is our home. At this time, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce our newly inducted mayor. I'm sorry, but I have to call you Annette for this part. For those of you that follow social media, you may know of the history of Annette and I and how we first met. It wasn't pretty. Annette and I did a lot of sparring. We did a lot of intervening and calling each other out in the wee small hours of the morning over regional things that were going on, over things that were going on in the municipality. You name it, we sparred, and we sparred a lot. About a year ago, I became part of the Downtown Bolton Revitalization Committee. And lo and behold, Annette and I got to look into each other's eyes over Teams on every other week. And here we were. We were only knew each other through social media and who we were, but we had never met. Through that journey and through what we wanted to do in Bolton, we decided that it was time to put down our swords and extend an olive branch to one another if we were actually going to achieve what needed to happen in downtown Bolton. So we decided to get together and do a walking tour of downtown Bolton. Lo and behold, it was a cold day in March, and we wandered around, and what we quickly found out is we had a lot of the same ideals. We had a lot of the same visions. We agreed on a lot of things. It was very interesting. And what I found out about Annette is that home is important to me, and what I know about Annette Groves is that home is important to her as well. I wish everyone the best. I am so happy and I'm so honored to represent and to introduce you to our new mayor, Mayor Groves.
Thanks very much, Sarah, for that lovely introduction and for those lovely words. Good evening, everyone. Before I begin my inaugural address, I would like to recognize some very special people in the audience. Emil Kolb, our former mayor of Caledon and Peel Regional Chair. Carol Seglins, former mayor of Caledon and retired justice of the peace. Our mayor, Mayor Thompson, Alan Thompson. Thank you all for being here this evening. And sending their well wishes are the Honorable Sylvia Jones, MPP for Dufferin-Caledon and Deputy Premier. Kyle Seaback, MP for Dufferin-Caledon and partners in the Region of Peel. Mayor Crombie, City of Mississauga. Mayor Patrick Brown, City of Brampton. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and privilege to be here this evening as the new mayor of the town of Caledon. I would like to begin by first thanking God for building and watching over my team throughout the campaign and for steering our ship in the right direction. I would also like to thank my team for believing in me and for their ongoing hard work and timeless effort with the campaign. I want to thank my family for standing with me and for supporting me through that campaign. And to my son, Tyler, he has been my rock. He has been an amazing son. I am truly blessed to have Tyler. Tyler ate a lot of takeout. I don't think I was home. We did not do the grocery shopping for 3 months, but I have to say that I am so proud of Tyler because he kept our home going and he was a pillar of strength for me. I am truly blessed and grateful to be your mom. I would also like to offer a special acknowledgement to all our families and friends for their support during the recent election campaign. It is with your support and encouragement that we all stand here before you this evening. To the residents and business owners of Caledon, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for putting your trust and confidence in me. As your mayor, I am ready to lead and honored to serve the town of Caledon. You have my sincere assurance that together with the new council, we will be committed to providing quality service that will move us forward. We will work together in the best interest of all our villages and hamlets across the town of Caledon. We will put our personal interest aside and work in the spirit of collaboration, cooperation, and integrity. The residents of Caledon deserves this. To my returning colleagues, I say welcome back to the council table. And to our newest members of council, I look forward to your input and the fresh perspective you will bring to our council. I want to congratulate each of you on a successful campaign, and I look forward to working with all of you for the betterment of the town of Caledon, our municipality. The next 4 years will no doubt be very challenging, but I am confident that council, along with staff, will work through the challenges and achieve the best results for our residents. As your mayor, I recognize some of the challenges we will be faced with within the months and years ahead. Growth is coming. I believe that growth must pay for growth, and we will ensure that Caledon, along with the residents of Caledon, plans Caledon. Managing aggregate and the environment. Council and I are committed to protecting the residents in the area affected by the pits and the proposed mega quarry by Votorantim Cementum by putting together an aggregate advisory committee and also working with staff to ensure that our official plan consists of very strong policies that will protect the quality of life of our residents. Ongoing traffic and road safety concerns. Keeping our residents on our roads safe is paramount, and I will work with my council and staff to ensure we have enough enforcement to keep our families safe. We will work with staff on Caledon on a Caledon-wide traffic calming strategy. Restoring trust and confidence for the residents of Caledon is a priority. And as your mayor, I will ensure complete transparency at Town Hall. The doors to your municipal building is now unlocked and will remain unlocked. This is your building. My council and I will work with staff to ensure a realistic turnaround time for building permits, for issuing building permits, and for simplifying the process. And I am confident that we are moving in this direction, and we will be moving in this direction with the help of our council and our staff. We will engage residents of Caledon in every major decision that affects your quality of life and return Caledon back to the people. Revitalization and beautification of our villages and hamlets. I will work with council on beautifying and revitalizing each ward in our town and ensure that no community is left behind. Future business development. I will invest in our existing small businesses to ensure their success while working to attract new business in order to grow a strong local economy. We need to attract good-paying jobs to our municipality for future generations. Understanding the unique needs of each community that makes up Caledon will be my top priority. Ending divisiveness and promoting a unified Caledon that focuses on fair share for all will ensure that no community is left behind. Together, we will experience a much stronger and prosperous Caledon. Together, we will build up Caledon for future generations. Together, we will make Caledon the crown jewel of the Greater Toronto Area. In closing, I leave you with this inspirational leadership quote by Nelson Mandela. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others. I welcome the opportunity to make a difference as your new mayor. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. I am humbled by the incredible support and well wishes. I wish you and your family the very best. And again, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and God bless. I will now ask each members of council to share remarks, starting with Councillor Russo.
Thank you. As I look out into this crowd and as I walked down that aisle, I got a little bit of some goosebumps and some butterflies in my stomach. And I recall and recollect about 8 and 12 years ago, just being in the crowd and watching council being sworn in. And I wouldn't have thought in 12 years I'd be sitting here with this group of people that I'm honored to call colleagues. It's been a journey, and one of the things that I pledge to everyone in Caledon, not just the residents of wards 4, 5, and 6, is to be present, to listen, to be your voice. And one of the promises that I made at the door that I plan to keep is that if you need anything and you call, we will show up, and we will listen, and we will do our best. I don't make any promises that I can't keep. I've said that repeatedly, but my promise to be present and to listen and to be your voice is the promise that I can keep. So I'm honored here to be with my family here today. My eldest is not here. She's at Guelph. My wife, my kids, my nieces, nephew, my brothers, my cousin, my sister-in-law, everyone that's with us. I don't want to include, and the one that's pointing to herself saying me is my mom. And my mom has been the matriarch of our family, the rock of our family. My father passed about 11 years ago, and that's with the exception of my in-laws that couldn't make it because my father-in-law is ill. The only person I wish was here was my father, and I know he's looking down upon us, and that's going to be my sounding board when I'm making my decisions. And I believe having him as my sounding board, I will do my best for the citizens of Caledon. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to congratulate everybody on the council. Annette Groves, congratulations, and the rest of the councillors. I'm honored and privileged to have been elected to present our constituents in the newly created Ward 6. I look forward to working with residents, council, and town staff. Together, I'm confident that we will continue to move Caledon in a positive and prosperous direction. I would also like to thank my family and friends for their support and joining us in the special event this evening. And also, I'd like to say special thanks to Mr. Terry Groves, who was my campaign manager. And thank you for all your hard work there, Terry. Have a good evening.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity, first of all, to congratulate my councillor colleagues and our new Madam Mayor, Annette Groves. Congratulate each and every one of you, and I look forward to working together collaboratively in the best interest of the residents of Caledon. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my wife, who's at home tonight, battling pneumonia and respiratory virus. We spent the whole evening and last night and overnight at the hospital, but they sent her home, and she's resting at home now. And she's with my daughter, and I'd like to thank her for stepping up and being with her mom tonight. And I'm really, really super excited that you're able to watch this over television. Thank you to Rogers that's here tonight so that they could actually enjoy this. It's amazing how 21st century comes into play. That wouldn't have happened years ago. So I salute you from Caledon East, and I know you're watching in Bolton. And thank you so much to the two of you for supporting me. To my son, who is at Metropolitan University downtown, studying broadcasting, and to all of the students from Ryerson, Metropolitan, whatever you want to call it these days, hello from Caledon, and thank you for tuning in. And to my son, who's always been so supportive and worked very hard on my campaign and really stepped it up this time, since unfortunately his grandfather couldn't be with us. My father actually passed away 9 months ago today, and so my father was very active in campaigning for me 4 years ago. And unfortunately, he's not with us this time, but I do know he's here in spirit. And I thank all of you who helped out and stepped up and took over his place, really made this special. I had over 45 people volunteer their time on my campaign, and I'd really like to publicly thank all of those individuals for their hard work, and to my campaign manager, Natalie Andrews, and my campaign chair, Trudy Vallier, for really all of the hard work and having people that I could actually sit down, talk to, and share ideas with. Thank you so much for your hard work. I'd like to thank my mom, who's here tonight, my only family member who's here, but she's representing the entire Rosa family. So thank you, Mom, for all you do and for being with us tonight. And to all my friends and family who are here, I really appreciate you stepping up and being with us this evening. It is an absolute honor and a privilege to serve on this council, and I will do my best to represent not only my residents in Ward 5, but the people of Caledon. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, everyone, and good evening. Thank you for coming out this evening. I, too, would like to say congratulations to Mayor Groves and my council colleagues. I look forward to working with everyone. I know 4 years ago, when you're a new councillor, it can be very daunting, so I've already spoken to a couple of the new councillors. If there's anything I can help with, that's very, very important to me. I wish we would have had more of that last time, but I want to say thank you, everyone. I want to say that I appreciate this opportunity to thank the community that supported me, the residents that came out and supported and believed in me, and my volunteers, everyone that helped. We knocked hundreds and hundreds of doors. We put hundreds of signs up through my son and my husband, and the community, the businesses that supported me. I'm so, so, so grateful and so humbled. Most people that know me know I'm a very loyal and duty-bound person, so I don't take this position lightly. I want to thank my family, my husband Declan, my son Adam, and his girlfriend Aoife for their love, continued support, always there for me, and your patience and understanding when this sometimes 7-day-a-week, not 9-to-5 job gets in the way of our family, and I appreciate your support on that. I want to say thank you to the staff for putting this fantastic event together. But it reminds me a bit of New Year's Eve. Because really, this is New Year's Eve. Because tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow is our new year. And instead of making pledges to join a gym or to eat better, or the New Year's promises we make tomorrow, your council, we now recommit to you and the community to work together for the betterment of Caledon, something that's very important to me. Like Sarah, I've lived here my whole life. And it is the people and the community and Caledon itself that has shaped who I am. This is very important to me. So tomorrow is New Year's Day, everyone. So I will end by saying Happy New Year.
Hi, everyone. I think Councillor Maskell said he wants to get the party started, so I think there's about 4 of us between you and the food, so I'll try to be brief. First of all, it's really great to see the community come out to support our new mayor and our new council. I think that's wonderful. Secondly, I'm pretty honored that I have had the trust and the faith from wards 1, 2, and 3 to be selected as your regional councillor. It's something I don't take very lightly. I take it very, very seriously, and I'm extremely excited to be in this role. I'm excited to start working with Mayor Groves and Councillor Russo on the region table, and certainly with this full team here tonight on the municipal table. I think, this was a new role for Councillor Russo and I. We ran half of Caledon, and certainly on the west side, it was about 60% of the landmass, and I don't think you realized that until you actually started knocking and then realized, whoa, it's a bit bigger than I thought. And it took a bit of a village, and I'm pretty happy that some of my village people are here tonight. And, you know, a lot of those village people are friends and families that, you know, they can't really say no to you. But I gave them good titles. I sort of made them like senior door knockers. No pay, but you've got a title.
Exactly.
My friend Louise is here, and Tina's beside her. I know my sister-in-law Marilyn's here, who always steps up. This time she said, "I'm not going to door knock, okay? I will can deliver some flowers, but I'm not door knocking." I gave her about 2 weeks, and she was door knocking. It was fine. And my other two sister-in-laws are not here, but it really, really was a tremendous community. In the back of the room somewhere is Judy and Bob from Terracotta, and I love this. That they were great door knockers. I mean, they really got into the groove. And one day Judy said to her husband Bob, "You know, honey, this is just like a date. We're going out to door knock." And Bob looked at her and said, "Not really. That's not what I'm thinking. Door knocking and date, right?" But thank you. I really appreciate all the help that they supported and gave. I have to tell one. Every campaign has stories, and this is a fun little one. Andrea King Judge is here somewhere in the room, and she's helped me. I've known her since before I got married, and she was a teacher to both of my kids in grade 1, and she's always stuffed those old-fashioned mailboxes, I call them, down the country roads. And every night she was texting me, "I got another road done." I'm thinking, how are you doing this? I know it's not her husband, Clark. He's a farmer. He's in the field. He's not helping her. I said, "Do you need me to help you? I can be in the car," because it's a two-man show. She goes, "No. I have my 96-year-old senior. I pass her the flyer. She passes it to her caregiver. The caregiver puts it in the box." Win-win for everybody. Lastly, I have to talk about my sign guys. Not my actual sign guy, but the sign guys first. My brother-in-law is here. Joe Gray is here. I know you didn't actually construct any signs, Joe, but you did get us a lot of placements, so that's a big thing. Another brother-in-laws were part of it. And then my sign guy, my chief sign guy, we have pretty good signs. I married him 26 years ago. He was kind of my co-campaign guy. We did pretty good until the very end, like maybe 3 days before, and he told the resident in Ward 1 that we'd met, had about a 10-minute conversation. We may not make it to 27 years. So unlike Bob and Judy, who had a good experience, I think we're going to do okay. We'll make it to 30. But I just want to thank my family, my friends, my team here. I'm honored. I really look forward to the next 4 years. And Mayor Groves, we have a lot of work to do with the adoption of the official plan, with the zoning and the changes and the budget. And tomorrow is, what did Lynn say, New Year's? So off we go. And Councillor Maskell, you're next. So we need to get this party started.
Well, let's get
and
going.
I'll be happy to pass it to you.
Thank you, Councillor Early, and also congratulations to everyone here at the podium this evening. It's really is an honor to be here, and it's one of those things that for many years I thought about doing, and it kind of really started about 11 years ago when my mom was sick with cancer, and she said to me, make sure you follow your dreams, because you don't know when life's going to get in the way. And so in 2014, I honored what my mother said, and I ran in the election in 2014 unsuccessfully. But like Ms. Early, Councillor Early, I did learn some stuff along the way. My kids were a little bit older. I'll tell a quick story. And so I was out door knocking, as you have to, and it was about 8:30, and my kids were older, so I wasn't thinking about little kids anymore. And I rang the doorbell at somebody's place at 8:30, and this door opened very slowly and eerily, and this man looked out and said, "Thanks for waking my newborn." And I said, "Ooh, I think I just lost a vote here." He said, "No, just don't do it ever again." So this time in 2022, I didn't knock on any doors after 8 o'clock. I learned my lesson. And it was a great campaign. And as I was thinking about running, I was thinking about ending my teaching career, and I was thinking, what am I going to be doing at this next phase of my life? And so I thought, well, why don't I run for the new council seat for Ward 3? And I won. And I want to thank all those voters that came out to vote for me, and all the great conversations I had at the door with the residents. And it was a great experience earning those people's trust night after night. But the trust that people gave me was really grounded in the support of those who helped and guided me on the way. And that's my wife, Lynn, of 31 years, who is my confidant, my voice of reason, and my campaign manager. Thank you. My daughters, Haley and AJ, who said, "You got this, Papa." My father and mother-in-law are here tonight, who supported and encouraged me since I met them 37 years ago. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law, who politely listened to all of my election campaign stories at Thanksgiving this year. And my campaign team of Pete, Paul, Maju, John, Carolyn, Daryl, Errol, Yuvi, Macy, Haley, Shannon, and Andrew, thank you so much. I couldn't be here without you, and I thank you so much for all of your support and guidance over the years. Thank you.
I first want to congratulate Mayor Groves and the rest of the council here for being elected. It's quite an honor to sit among you, and I'm very excited to take on this new challenge. I also want to thank the town staff who put this event together today. We were here earlier, and I was watching staff from all levels putting together tonight's event, including the clerk and the CAO and a whole bunch of other staff from the town who have gone out of their way to make me feel welcome. I told Councillor Napoli when I get sentimental, I get all teared up. So I'll try to fight that back. My kids are looking at me. They knew I would do this. So thank you to the town staff. Then I want to thank my neighbors in Ward 2. 6 months ago, if you'd said, or if you'd asked me if I was going to do this, I don't think I would have guessed. But then when the opportunity came up, I made up my mind, yeah, this is something I can do. And with the support of my neighbors and a lot of other folks, many of them are in the room, I managed to pull it off. But I couldn't have done it without this list of folks that I just want to acknowledge right now. And I want to start with my wife, Beverly, who's in the front row. My daughter's laughing at me. My son Jack and Addison are there. My father-in-law, Martin Seeley, is here from Orangeville.
Take a breath.
Take a drink of water. Yeah, you're okay, you're good.
They're not surprised. My father-in-law, Martin Seeley's here. He's always been very supportive, and I'm glad he's here. Kim and Kevin Conlon are in the back there. They were instrumental in putting together my campaign and encouraging me daily, managing my finances, Kevin. Couldn't have done it without you guys. Bill and Sherry Pratt are in the back there, and again, knocked on so many doors with me. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law, Jen and Oliver Marangoni, are also in the middle there. And they've always been supportive. They live in Burlington, so weren't able to be as helpful, but they were there in spirit, I know. And our good friends Richard and Amy are also here from north of Orangeville. Thank you for being here. And my mom and dad are not here. They're in, they're watching online, I'm sure, from Fredericton, New Brunswick. So I'm glad. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll be quick because my granddaughter Oakley's just about had enough. So I want to thank Casey, my daughters Casey and Corey, for helping me out during the election, and son-in-laws Jason and Tom. When I was knocking on doors, they kind of kept the farm going and covered me off so I could get to the doors. I enjoy that part of it the most. I want to thank everybody that I met at the doors for their conversations, and some nights I didn't get very many doors knocked because I spent maybe far too much time, but it was very enjoyable meeting with the people in Ward 4. I look forward to it. I'm always humbled by the support that I've received. I want to congratulate Annette. We've worked together for quite some time, so it's going to have to be Annette. And all my other colleagues here, new and old, and I enjoy looking forward to continuing the work that we've done. Yeah, I don't want to keep you away from the food, so we'll let you move on, and appreciate everybody's support. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for those wonderful remarks. We now have our bylaw, and we'll have Councillors Early and Russo move and second our bylaw, which is our last item of business. That bylaw 2022-077 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Council for the Corporation of the Town of Caledon and its council meeting held on the 15th day of November 2022 be read a first time and passed. All those in favor, raise your hand. That is carried, and we will have Councillor DeBoer move adjournment. Then this concludes our first council meeting for the 2022-2026 term of council, and Councillor DeBoer always likes to adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. And Council and I look forward to continuing our relationship and working with you for a greater and better Caledon. Thank you.
Me too.
Did we take her first? Stuff? Okay, sure. Yeah, I think so.